Steve Martin jokes, Steve Martin quotes. Steve Martin stand-up jokes. I saw the movie, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and I was surprised. Because I didn't see any tigers or dragons. And then I realized why. They're crouching and hidden. A celebrity is anyone who looks like he spends more than 2 hours working on his hair. There is one thing I would break up over, and that is if she caught me with another woman. I wouldn't stand for that. Don't have sex, man. It leads to kissing, and pretty soon you have to start talking to them. What is a movie star? A movie star is many things. They can be tall, short, thin, or skinny. They can be Democrats or skinny. 2003 Oscars. Boy, those French, they have a different word for everything. First the doctor told me the good news, I was going to have a disease named after me. Steve Martin movie quotes. The Pink Panther 2, 2009, Inspector Jacques Clouseau. Insp. Jacques Clouseau, I am now leaving France. This is a bad idea. Steps over, you are now leaving France line in airport. TV announcer, the legendary Pink Panther diamond has been stolen. Insp. Jacques Clouseau, what did I tell you? Insp. Jacques Clouseau, and your name? Vicenzo Rochcara Squarcialupi Brancaleone. Insp. Jacques Clouseau, oh. That is your name. I thought you were ordering in Italian. Once again. Vicenzo Rochcara Squarcialupi Brancaleone. Insp. Jacques Clouseau, Vicen tam Don Corleone. Pepperidge, tell me, how did you enjoy your trip to the airport? Insp. Jacques Clouseau, holding his stamped hand to his chin in thought. Now, how did you know that? Vicenzo, Clouseau, you are a lover. And Nicole is a woman for a lifetime, a woman to have the babies with. Insp. Jacques Clouseau, to have the babies. To have the babies. Vicenzo, yes, lots and lots of the babies. All day long the babies. Walks away. Insp. Jacques Clouseau. All day long the babies. The Pink Panther, 2006, Inspector Jacques Clouseau. Ponton, you never cease to surprise me, sir. Inspector Jacques Clouseau, it's true. My surprises, they are rarely unexpected. French journalist, Inspector, do you know if the killer was a man or woman? Inspector Jacques Clouseau, well, of course I know that. What else is there? A kitten. Ponton, he was just found dead in a training facility locker room. Shot in the head. Inspector Jacques Clouseau, was it fatal? Ponton, yes. Inspector Jacques Clouseau, how fatal? Ponton, completely. Inspector Jacques Clouseau, I want to talk to him now. Inspector Jacques Clouseau, asking Ponton about his wife. Tell me about her. Ponton, I consider her the most beautiful woman in the world. Pauses. Ponton, what about yourself? Inspector Jacques Clouseau, no, I don't consider myself a beautiful woman. Inspector Jacques Clouseau, you are Yuri the trainer who trains. Yuri, yeah, that's right. Inspector Jacques Clouseau, I am looking for a dead body. Perhaps you can tell me where it is. Yuri, oh, yeah. I heard it was in the locker room. You go down the hall. Make a right and 2 lefts. Seeing that Clouseau has almost burst into laughter and is trying to control it. Yuri, you are finding something amusing here. Inspector Jacques Clouseau, I'll be honest with you. I find your accent quite funny. Where are you from? Yuri, from Russia. Clouant recruited me from the Russian military gym. Inspector Jacques Clouseau, mocking him, do ba lo. Inspector Jacques Clouseau, you need to work on your accent. Yuri, what? Inspector Jacques Clouseau, what? Yuri, what? What? Inspector Jacques Clouseau, what? Yuri, what? Inspector Jacques Clouseau, I don't have time for this. I have to solve a murder. Inspector Jacques Clouseau, and you are? Ponton, Gilbert Ponton. Detective, 2nd class. I've been assigned to work with you. Inspector Jacques Clouseau, and what qualifications do you have for police work? Ponton, my family's done police work in Paris for 9 generations. Inspector Jacques Clouseau, and before that? Ponton, we were policemen in the surrounding areas for 200 years. Inspector Jacques Clouseau, and before that? Ponton, immigrants from various countries in Europe all involving police work. Inspector Jacques Clouseau, and before that? Ponton, farmers. Inspector Jacques Clouseau, So you are a little lamb who has come to Clouseau for to learn. Cheaper by the dozen, 2005, Tom Baker. Nigel Baker, Winnetka. That's my middle name. Kyle Baker, and Lake is mine. Tom Baker, that's because you were conceived there. Nigel Baker, what's that mean? Jessica Baker, it means mom and dad had Kate Mom Baker. A conversation, that we would discuss it much later. When everybody could understand. Lorraine Baker, you know how I feel about camping. Tom Baker, but, we're staying in a house. Lorraine Baker, a house with no air conditioning. That makes it camping. Tom Baker, that's not gonna fit in your tent, Lorraine. Lorraine Baker, oh, I'm gonna make it fit, Dad. Lorraine Baker, still smells the same. Old gross stuff, dead animals. And murky lake water. Tom Baker, it's called fresh air, sweetie. Cheaper by the dozen, 2003, Tom Baker. Tom, you were checking me out, weren't you? Kate, yes, I was. You got a problem with that? Tom, 12 kids later and we still got the heat. Kate, who? Kate, my book's getting published. Tom, did I tell you we're going to have it all? Kate, you've never said that. Tom, sweeping Kate onto the bed, I'm telling you now, baby. Lorraine, rushing from the room, oh my god, can you guys just please wait till I leave the room? Tom, between kisses, can you hurry? Lorraine, walks into kitchen. I am totally aware that this family doesn't value self-presentation in the same obsessive way that I do. Fine. Whatever. But one of my life goals, aside from being, like, a fashion guru, is to indicate to the local community that the Baker family actually owns a bar of soap. So, as self-appointed in-house rep of style and hygiene, I think that I should be allotted at least 5 extra minutes in front of the mirror. Tom, 3. Lorraine, done. Tom, good, now help your sister butter the toast. Tom, when Kate leaves I have done it, she is gone. Now I can raise you children the way I want to. Mwah, ha ha, ha ha, ha. Kids stare blankly. Tom, come in, Dad's in charge now, you can eat candy for breakfast. Sleep in, wear shoes in the house, it'll be great. Kids continue to stare blankly. Tom finally gives up. Tom, yeah, I know, let's go inside. Bringing Down the House, 2003, Peter Sanderson. Peter Sanderson, I message for you. Howie says, the cool points out the window and you got him all twisted up in the game. Charlene Morden, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Charlene Morden, I kicked it off the heezy and bounced, FO real, though. Peter Sanderson, what did you just say? Charlene Morden, pretend I'm your wife. Talk dirty to me. Peter Sanderson, okay. I wanna kiss you a lot. Charlene Morton, no no no. Dirtier. Peter Sanderson, I wanna give you an aromatherapy massage. Charlene Morton, try harder. Peter Sanderson, I wanna have sexual intercourse with. Charlene Morton, I give up. Peter Sanderson, and believe me, Sarah is going places. Charlene looks out the window to see Sarah sneaking out and getting into a car with a boy. Charlene Morton, oh, she's going places all right. Mrs. Klein, those Latin people that were skulking around here earlier. Peter Sanderson, oh, they were looking at that house down the street. Mrs. Klein, casing it. Peter Sanderson, no, no, they were looking to buy. Mrs. Klein, oh, please. If those people are on this block and not holding a leaf blower. Peter Sanderson, we'll talk more about this later, Mrs. Klein. Bowfinger, 1999, Robert K. Bowfinger. Robert K. Bowfinger, we're finished. It's over between us. Daisy, but why? Robert K. Bowfinger, you slept with Jif. Daisy, so. Robert K. Bowfinger, you know, I never thought about it that way. Daisy, so I'll see you tonight. Robert K. Bowfinger, what time? Robert K. Bowfinger. But what are some of your favorite TV shows? Daisy, I love the Flintstones. Robert K. Bowfinger, oh I love the Flintstones too, that's so good, do you like that? Now, okay, do you like walks in the park? Daisy, in the rain. Robert K. Bowfinger, oh God, you know what, I want you to see the music Man, because. Daisy, I've seen that. I love the Music Man. Robert K. Bowfinger, isn't Robert Preston good? Daisy, he's so good. Do you love Smashing Pumpkins? Robert K. Bowfinger, are you kid, I love to do that. Robert K. Bowfinger, do you have any experience in motion pictures? Jif Ramsey, well, yeah, quite a bit, actually, I have quite a bit of experience. I'm an active, renter at Blockbuster, and I, attend the filmed cinema, as much as possible, weekly, bi-weekly. Interweek, intermediately. Robert K. Bowfinger, would you be willing to cut your hair? Jif Ramsey, size oh, yes, but, it's usually better if someone else does it. I've had a few accidents. Robert K. Bowfinger, and why is this going to work? Because Afram here is a damn fine screenwriter, as well as accountant and part-time receptionist. I said to Afram, if you can write half as well as you can add, well, I didn't even have to finish my sentence. 12 days later, he hands me this masterpiece. Afram, tell them what it's called. Afram, Chubby Rain. Robert K. Bowfinger, tell them why. Afram, because when the aliens come down to Earth, they come inside raindrops, making the rain chubby. Chubby Rain. Kit, looking around, hey. Freddy. Slater, you heard me. Kincaid, don't act dumb. Where's the plutonium? Kit, hey, the plutonium is mine, it's been registered for religious purposes. Slater, confused, you actually have some plutonium. Robert K. Bowfinger, listening, he's got plutonium. Father of the Bride Part 2, 1995, Stanley Banks. Maddie Banks, I'm 4'6", I don't shave, I don't have a job, and I'm gonna be an uncle. Is there something weird about that? George Banks, finally, someone who thinks like I do. Nina Banks, oh, yeah, a 12-year-old. George Banks, Mr. Habib, please, you see this pathway? I laid these Bricks with my own 2 hands, I planted this grass, I built this fence. I broke that window with a frisbee, I painted these shutters. Don't bulldoze my memories, man, sell me back my home. Mr. Habib, for how much? Nina Banks, Maddie, what's going on? Maddie Banks, may I be excused? Nina Banks, no, no sir. You may not be excused. George gets up to leave. Nina Banks, George. George Banks, the guy offered me $10,000 to be out of the house in 10 days. Nina Banks, the guy offered you $10,000 to out of the house in 10 days. John Mackenzie, I hope you took it, George. Maddie Banks, he did. And he threw in Mom's favorite dishes just to close the deal. Nina Banks, George. George Banks, yells an order in Arabic. Father of the Bride, 1991, Stanley Banks. Frank Egelhofer, oh, I bring the wrong color thread. I assumed you'd be wearing a black tuxedo. George, it is a black tuxedo. Frank Egelhofer, I don't think so, babe. This tux is nuffy blue. No doubt about it. George, what are you talking about? Armani doesn't make a blue tuxedo. Frank Egelhofer, Armani don't also make polyester. George, Annie, it's a little nippy out, you might want to put on a sweater. Annie, Dad, it's okay, I'm kinda warm. George, still, there's a chill in the air and you've been on a plane. Annie, Dad, I'm fine. Brian, Annie, it is kinda cold out. Annie, it is. Brian, yeah. Annie, all right, thanks, I'll get my jacket. Howard Weinstein, on the phone. Mr. Banks, this is Howard Weinstein. Frank's executive assistant. Avenue. Your estimate for you. George Banks, I can barely hear you. Howard Weinstein, I'm in my car going through Water Canyon. Call you back. George Banks, no, no, no. I want the estimate. How much? What's the damage? Howard Weinstein, well, everything from the flowers, to the honeymoon limo. George Banks, okay, everything. How much? Howard Weinstein, cutting out, dread end, IFTA, EAD. George Banks, you're breaking up. It sounded like you said 150 a head. Howard Weinstein, no, no. George Banks, good. I was about to kill myself. Howard Weinstein, it's 250 a head. Maddie Banks, right, together. Left, together. Right, together. George, Maddie, you're up pretty late, aren't ya? Maddie Banks, yeah, I know, I'm just practicing. I wish I didn't have to. Walk Mom down the aisle. George, don't worry, you'll be great. Maddie Banks, is it right, together, left or left, together, right? George, well, let's try it. Let's see, we go right together, left. Together. Good. Maddie, I'm sorry if I've been preoccupied lately with this wedding. Maddie Banks, it's okay. George, yeah, but I haven't I? Maddie Banks, it's all right. I understand. George, yeah, but. Maddie Banks, yeah, you have. But I haven't felt ignored or anything. Don't worry, Dad. No permanent damage done. George, oh, well, good. Annie, in the background it's really cute and cozy and in a great neighborhood. You'll see it. I am really excited. I've got all this packing to do, and this room looks so different. Maddie Banks, it's gonna be weird, isn't it? Just you and me and Mom here. Now. George, yeah. Come on. Good night, pal. Sleep tight. Maddie Banks, good luck tomorrow dad. George, yeah, you too. Maddie Banks, Annie. Annie, yeah. Maddie Banks, good night. Annie, good night, Maddie. I love you. Maddie Banks, I love you too.